All right, fam, let's get this episode rolling. So this is a good one. This is a good one. So about maybe a year and some change ago, I picked up my first Infinity. To own an Infinity was always like the grail gun, ultimate grail gun for me. They were just so rare and so difficult to come by. And I felt like they had so many things going for them. Starting off, I think aesthetically, Infinity makes arguably some of the most beautiful guns in the industry, hands down. Their attention to detail in their aesthetics. You know, I always say, you turn an Infinity just a quarter turn, you're going to see something, some new detail, right? And I just think they do an incredible job at styling guns. And this comes in part because for most of their time, they have been custom gun makers, 100% custom gun makers. Now, some of their designs that they work with clients on were amazing, some not so much. So we can argue about which was the better model, because about a year and a half ago or 2 years ago or so, they switched from doing 100% custom builds to a drop model where every 2 months or so they release another 4 to 6 guns. They do a limited run of 4 to 6 models, and you have to go online when they go live and you have to try to acquire them before they sell out. And that is more than a notion. Believe me, I've talked to people who have said they have been trying now for a year to get an Infinity through the drop system. And I think a lot of people have become frustrated with the drop system. I think all in all, I don't think the drop system is perfect. I don't think the custom system was perfect. The problem with the drop system is, again, because they're making a limited number of guns, they sell out relatively quickly, so a lot of people get left out in the cold. The problem with the fully custom system was that when you're dealing with a customer who is, and you have to cater to every single item that that customer wants, it slows down build time. They were not able to produce the number of units. So again, a lot of people couldn't get Infinities under that system as well, because they would close their books off after they got backlogged. So neither system is perfect. I like the drop system a little bit better because they're selling more guns every year, which gives you more opportunity to pick up one. I think also, though, the benefit that we get from all those years of custom manufacturing is that now in their drop system, they've got so many different models. And to me, this is what separates Infinity from the other great gun manufacturers out there. The Venoms of the world, the Raffertys of the world, the Hayes of the world, even the Atlases of the world, is that you could literally have 20 different Infinity models and none of them are the same. You can't say that for Atlas. When I say none of them are the same, I mean aesthetically, none of them will look alike. You know, they'll be dramatically different. And you'll see that in my collection that we're going to talk about today. So I think that's where Infinity really shines. Now, you guys know I love Venom, Hayes, Rafferty. I think those guns are constructed as good, if not better, than Infinity. But I think when it comes to aesthetics and variety and models and, you know, you being able to find your specific groove, you can do that many times over with Infinity. And I think that's what really makes them one of the crown jewels in gun manufacturing. All right, fam, so since we're talking about my Infinity collection, why don't we start off with the first Infinity I ever purchased, my Infinity Baby Monster. I will go ahead and put the specs up there for you for the Baby Monster, but it's a 4.5-inch gun, island barrel. It's got those bronze toned, bronze backstrap, magwell, And when I talk about like how unique their guns are and the attention to detail, it's the things like the texturing on the slide stop and on the mag release. It is the special kind of grip screws that you see there. I just think they go above and beyond to try to get you a 2011 that doesn't look like everybody else's 2011. I think the Baby Monster is an exceptional looking firearm. Man, talk about a great introduction to Infinity. I was ecstatic when I was able to pick this up in a drop in 2024. It was the first Infinity in my collection and remains one of my favorite guns. So when 2025 hit, after I got my Baby Monster in 2024, I was determined to pick up another Infinity. And so I had gone through a couple of drops where I wasn't successful. It's the persistence, right? Like in every drop, it's not like I love every gun that Infinity makes. Some I think are spectacular. Some I think are nice. And some maybe nice, but just not my style at all, right? But it never fails. In every drop, there's always between 1 to 3 that I'm like, oh, I would love to own that gun. So I just kept trying drop after drop after drop, 2 or 3 times. And it just so happens, call it luck, call it what you want, but this bad boy came available. This is the Infinity Vic Count. And I gotta say, fam, normally these guns are not my jam. You got a full-size gun, island barrel. This one is ported as well. Normally I like guns with a full dust cover and whatnot. This harkens back to like a 1911, but I just think it's so stunning. The checkering that you see on top and underneath the frame, I think are just outstanding. I didn't mention this on the Baby Monster, but the engraving on the barrels just makes Infinities again stand out. The little Infinity logo there, again, the special grip screws that harken back to like a nut, I think are dope, giving it kind of a little industrial feel there. The specialized grip tape, look, I just think they killed it. It's a heavy gun, but it is a tremendous shooter. I mean, this gun is really flat, really fast, really accurate, as all Infinities are. And if somebody were to ask me, like, what is the one thing above all others that stand out to you about Infinities, aside from the aesthetics, I would say the trigger. Infinity, in my opinion, makes the best trigger. Makes the best trigger in the game. They're all sub 2-pound triggers. This is probably like a 1 1/4 trigger pull. Insane. Oh, it just feels so good. And the weight and the ports of this gun just keep it flat. I love my Infinity Vic Count. So look, fam, I thought I was done for 2025. I said I got one in 2024, one in 2025. Maybe I'll position myself to pick up one in 2026, right? But I always look at the drops. Every time Infinity does their drops, I always look to see if there's anything. Even if I'm not in the market to buy one, I still like to know what's out there. Well, in the very next drop after the Vic Count, I came across a gun. Now, you guys know I have some incredible comped gun. I don't know how many comped guns I have in my collection, but it's a bunch. It's a bunch. Probably over 10 comp 2011, maybe more, I don't know. And I've got several hybrid guns that are ported and comped from factory. But I saw this gun. It's an Infinity gun that was comped and ported, reminiscent of my Rafferty Lucky Devil, had kind of Atlas Arabis looks, and I was like, oh, this is what we do in Infinity. Y'all gonna make me bid on this gun. So I went, this is one of them things where you hope you win, but you hope you don't. Because I really wasn't planning to get another Infinity in 2025, but I was like, I gotta at least see if I can get it. And so I was sitting there, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, waiting on them to release this gun. And I was like, I'm probably not gonna get it. I'm not even gonna get my hopes up, really. But I was sitting there, I was waiting, and as soon as it hit, bing, bing, you have it's in your cart. I was like, oh my groceries, I can't believe I got this gun. And of course I am talking about the Infinity Iconic, fam. This gun, I feel like I just did a review on it. If you haven't seen it, definitely go back and check it out. This gun is the bee's knees. Like I said, ported in comp, big huge comp on it, full size gun. Despite the size of the gun, it's very, very lightweight. Aluminum frame, aluminum grip, titanium comp on it. Fam, this gun, for a gun that is so lightweight, for it to be this flat and this fast shooting is amazing. Amazing. Also incredibly accurate. One of the best shooting guns without a doubt in my collection. I'm thinking about it now. I'm probably going to do a gun on the best shooting guns in my collection, like top 5 or something. And that's not going to be easy to do. But I am relatively confident that the Infinity Iconic is going to be one of the ones that makes that top 5. So those are the 3 Infinity guns in my collection. I love them all. I think they're all very unique. Very unique in terms of the composition of the gun. Very unique in terms of the aesthetic. Very unique in terms of use case for each one. And that's what I love about Infinity. It's the variety. Like I said, I could get another 6 Infinity guns and none would be like the other. And so I'm planning on continuing my relationship with Infinity. I've gotten to know some of the folks over there pretty well, and they are phenomenal people, great to work with. They realize that they make a really, really quality product, and that it's in high demand. And so they try to be as accommodating as possible. Hopefully at some point in time, I'm going to get out there and for one of those Infinity range days, or to go to the factory maybe to take a tour and interview them. I would love to have them on the channel to talk about Infinity more, the backstory, kind of where they are now, where they're going. So stay tuned for that. All right. That's it for this episode, fam. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.